The Hungarian Grand Prix is far from being just a typical race on the Formula One calendar. The Hungaroring circuit is known as one of the most complex and demanding engineering challenges faced by teams throughout the entire Formula One season. The unique and distinctive characteristics of the Budapest track necessitate a very specific and precise approach to the configuration and setup of the racing cars, where every single technical detail can make a significant and critical difference in performance and lap times. The overall layout and design of the Hungaroring circuit require radical and highly specialized aerodynamic choices for the Ferrari SF-25 Formula One car. The predominance of numerous low-speed and medium-speed corners forces the highly skilled Ferrari engineers and aerodynamicists to adopt considerably higher downforce configurations compared to what is generally used at more conventional and faster circuits on the calendar. The levels of aerodynamic load and downforce being used by the Ferrari engineers for this track are comparable to the extreme levels employed at other very demanding circuits, such as the Monaco Grand Prix and the Mexican Grand Prix. At the Mexican GP, teams also struggle with the detrimental effects of the rarefied air caused by the very high altitude. To compensate, the technical specifications for the SF-25 include the use of larger rear wings, which are still carefully designed to comply strictly with the FIA's regulatory dimensional limits, combined with more aggressive and steeper front wing angles. These aerodynamic adjustments lead to a substantial and significant increase in the total downforce available to the car, which is an absolutely crucial factor when tackling the many tight and technical corners that uniquely define the challenging Hungarian circuit. The aerodynamic drag penalty caused by these high downforce settings is considered acceptable by the Ferrari team, especially when taking into account the relatively short length of the main straightaway and the minimal importance of the few sections of the track that are taken at full throttle. Ferrari's overall technical strategy for the Hungarian GP deliberately prioritizes and favors superior cornering performance rather than achieving the highest possible top speed. This approach optimizes lap times by providing better traction and grip during the critical acceleration phases when exiting the numerous slow-speed bends around the Hungaroring. The characteristically high ambient temperatures and elevated asphalt surface temperatures typically experienced in Budapest introduce additional complexities and variables into the design and engineering equation for the Ferrari SF-25. The car's cooling system must guarantee the reliability and consistent performance of all critical components without excessively compromising the overall aerodynamic efficiency and balance. The Ferrari SF-25 integrates multiple modular and flexible configurations specifically developed for effective thermal management. These are designed to cover a wide operational spectrum and to maintain both the power unit and the braking system within safe and optimal operating parameters. The modular nature of the design allows for targeted and precise interventions on various key areas, including intake systems, achieved through carefully designed side pod openings and dedicated brake air intakes, as well as exhaust components. This includes strategic openings on the engine cover and evacuation vents, which can be adapted and tailored precisely to the specific environmental and track conditions. Each of these elements can be finely calibrated and adjusted depending on the particular operating conditions, enabling a careful balancing act between thermal requirements and aerodynamic performance goals. The specific nature of the Hungaroring circuit mitigates the normally negative impact of more aggressive cooling configurations, making the increase in aerodynamic drag an acceptable compromise. This would otherwise severely penalize performance on tracks with long straights and high-speed sections. The wealth of experience accumulated over many years by Ferrari's highly skilled technical staff and engineers represents a crucial and fundamental strategic advantage that allows the team to arrive at the circuit fully prepared. The extensive and detailed work conducted in the Ferrari wind tunnel facilities and through advanced simulation systems enables a comprehensive and holistic approach to tackling the demanding technical challenges of this race weekend. A deep and thorough understanding of each individual subsystem contributes significantly to the optimization of the car's overall performance. This integrated and collaborative working methodology is of critical importance in enabling the team to arrive at the Hungarian Grand Prix, aiming to confirm and validate the extensive work done at the factory rather than starting from zero at the track. Operating from a well-established and already high level of understanding, especially when it comes to fine-tuning and refining a new suspension system, can be the decisive factor in extracting maximum performance during a race weekend that also carries the added complexity and risk of unpredictable weather conditions, including the potential for rain showers. This will be the 14th round of the 2025 Formula One World Championship, and unfortunately, everything seems to suggest that McLaren will again be the team to beat. Under the leadership of team principal Andrea Stella, the Woking-based squad leads both the drivers' and constructors' standings. Oscar Piastri returns to Hungary not just as a former winner at the circuit, but as the current championship leader. Over the past 12 months, he has proven to be exceptionally comfortable behind the wheel of the MCL39, often outperforming his teammate Lando Norris, who most recently made a few costly mistakes in Belgium. However, Ferrari arrives in Hungary with renewed optimism. After the Belgian Grand Prix, Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur confirmed that the Maranello team would be working to further refine and optimize its new rear suspension layout, with the specific goal of matching it to the characteristics of the SF-25 and the unique challenges of the Hungaroring. These are some encouraging signs for Ferrari fans, especially with Charles Leclerc having come close to winning at this circuit back in 2022. Lewis Hamilton brings with him an unmatched track record at the Hungaroring. With 8 victories at this venue and a strong personal affinity for the track, the 7-time world champion could see his performance revitalized thanks to recent updates on the SF-25. Still, it would be unwise to rule out reigning world champion Max Verstappen. The Dutch driver has demonstrated time and again, such as in Suzuka earlier this season, that he remains a force to be reckoned with, especially if he can put together a strong qualifying performance. Situated around 25 kilometers from Budapest, the Hungaroring is a permanent racetrack that has undergone very few changes since its debut on the Formula One calendar nearly 4 decades ago. The most significant modification came in 2003, when the main straight was extended to improve overtaking opportunities. More recently, over the past winter, the circuit underwent some modernization, including a full resurfacing of the main straight and pit lane, as well as structural improvements to the paddock area. The current layout features 14 corners, 8 right-handers and 6 to the left, spread across a twisty and undulating 4.381-kilometer lap. While overtaking remains notoriously difficult at the Hungaroring due to its tight layout, 2 DRS zones have been established to increase passing opportunities. The first is located between turns 1 and 2, and the second runs along the main straight. Technically speaking, the circuit places a premium on maintaining track position, particularly because of its twisty configuration that penalizes following cars. This venue, a permanent fixture on the calendar since 1986, is often considered one of the most distinctive tracks in Europe due to its technical nature and strategic complexity. Heading into this race weekend, both McLaren and Ferrari appear poised to take center stage, each for very different reasons. The track's historical statistics make one thing clear. McLaren leads among constructors with an impressive 12 victories at the Hungaroring. In 2025, the layout and characteristics of the Hungarian circuit once again appear tailored to favor McLaren's package. Nonetheless, Ferrari is continuing its development work on the mechanical refinement of its new rear suspension system. In conclusion, what can we expect from the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend? McLaren is expected to continue its dominant form, but Ferrari will hope that its upgraded rear suspension can finally unlock the potential to fight for a race win and maximum points. All will be revealed soon as one of the most strategic races of the year is about to unfold.